Good morning. In this video, we will analyze a very important topic discussed in the column Kerala economy. The column Kerala economy and the video is giving introduction to the column in both English and Malayalam, all attached below this video. We have in that column Kerala economy, we discussed the need for an elected government to always be on guard for possibilities. It's about the analysis of possibilities. Thus, possibilities could be difficulties, discrepancies. It could be some kind of crisis. And it's how you tackle it, how you make it into how make it out, how you convert it into a possibility, a social asset. Now, it's about, we have discussed India's Kerala's tourism potential. And Lakshadweep, a union territory, which is unique and distinct in every sense, whether it's a case of language, whether it's a case of the food, it's in all ways. It is in all when you check, when you tick, you can tick all the boxes of uniqueness there. But it has been right now. It has been in the news for all the wrong reasons, especially an island where more than 75% of the people practice Islam religion. And the present government, the elected government of India, has some issues with the same religion. And when the crisis is being created by China, when China is creating a big security threat to India, from Colombo port to Chennai port, from Afghan Taliban to Pakistani terrorists, the easy access that these terrorists have to India through Colombo and Chennai ports, all these are creating issues. And when Maldives, which is actually in the very same way, with a population of less than 1 crore, one of the most sought after tourist destinations in the world, and that too is an Islamic country, the problem gets bigger and complex. It's a very sensitive scenario because when it's a case of it could turn out to be a clash of religion. So that is where the issue, and the stakes are very high, especially when it is China. So what is the possibility ahead? What are the options ahead? We have to just leave aside the issue of politics and religion. How can you approach Lakshadweep in a very different way? What are the possibilities? The world is talking about green economy. The world is talking about green tourism. When the conference, the meetings, the global initiatives on climate change, rather to tackle climate change, is becoming rather a biggest jokes. And when the seriousness of the climate change is getting thicker, bigger, and mightier, when you're talking about oxygen cylinders, when you're talking about zoonotic diseases, when you feel that even the seafood is it's no longer the safest, and when such issues arise, how can you address all these things? How can you make it a model of a constructive, independent tourism? It's a challenge. First, it's a challenge because you have to retain the uniqueness. You have to retain the people there, and you have to retain the people there as they are, and you have to make sure that it is a responsible tourism where they become the players, or they become one among the decision makers. That is the most important thing. Whether it's a case of Amazon tribal areas, whether it's a case of Andaman areas, the inhabitants, the people who are there, the people who are they are the stakeholders, and you cannot displace them. You cannot displace them and displace their culture, their uniqueness. It's about retaining the uniqueness. How can retain that uniqueness? It's through a sense of ownership, where a place is selected as or chosen as the model of destination. The people who live there must feel that it is by them, it is for them, and it is through them. When that happens, you retain language, you retain the food, you retain religion, you retain the beliefs, you retain what are all there. And what are all there includes the most important things. It's the nature. You're talking about green taxes, you're talking about the developing nations and underdeveloped countries not getting the due assistance, whether it's financial or technical, the assistance from developed countries for their initiatives to transfer, or rather substitute, or rather replace the present non-green fuels with green fuels. They are unable to substitute it because they are not getting the financial assistance. And what is happening there is that the aspirations for a green economy or a green living still remain something that is distant. And the developed economies, they are unable to set a model, and they are unwilling to lend their helping hands to the developed countries who wants to make it, who want to make their economy a green one. It's a big thing. It's a very expensive thing, because whether it's a case of non-fossil fuels, whether it's a case of green energy, whether it's a case of these things, it takes man, money, and the material, and which is presently in the hands of developed countries. They are for one reason or the other. It could be vested interests, it could be political interests. They are unwilling to engage genuinely in making it a green economy. So that's not our issue. The issue is, how can we set a model? When the people living in Lakshadweep believe that they are the owners of Lakshadweep, and they are the custodian of Lakshadweep, and they are willing to welcome people for the sake of the development of the nation they represent, they inhabit. Well, and that is the way to engage. It's not a political engagement. It's about an economic initiative for a social development. How can that happen? It has to happen because tourism is becoming a very different thing right now. The way people earn, the quantity they earn, the quality they earn, the way they spend, the way they look for alternatives, everything has gone for a change. It's a very open global world. It's no longer a bipolar world. Even after COVID, people are looking for opportunities. And you can see those YouTube channels and all these things. You can see that people are willing to spend for the best thing. It could be even for a very special food item somewhere on a distant part of the globe, but they're willing to spend for it, provided it has the quality. When that is the kind of thing that is happening around, when internets, YouTube channels, when the climate-induced, the culture-induced exodus of people, it could be it could be an exodus, it could be a temporary settlement. People are willing to leave their comfort zone. People are willing to leave their native. When that is happening, Lakshadweep, I have a very good number of friends there in Lakshadweep. Some of the fish items there is absolutely unique. It's delicious. And when such things are there, when it is being promoted as a green economic model of social development, a green tourism development, like Maldives, like Colombo, like the Paris Fashion Center. You are creating, you are constructing, you are erecting a new model of responsible eco-green development where what is indigenous, what is domestic remain there as remain there, retaining its or their identity, and that is what you call responsible social development. We are talking about responsible tourism. We are talking about green tourism. We are talking about people engaging, economies engaging, and there is also a clash of civilizations, clash of religion, clash of ideologies around the globe, and there is a very turbulent wars going around. And when wars are not between two nations or two religions or two countries, it's between plenty of Western interest, and the world is shrinking to a single globe where people are willing to leave their homes for whatever they want, even if it is for what I told before, even if it is for a new food item, they are willing to leave it. So in such a scenario, we can erect a new economic model of social development. It's a possibility, it's an option, but it's also a very sensitive thing where religion, politics, border disputes, sea, water, everything are at stake. Let's make sure that we create a green, social, independent economic model. Thank you.